Are we back in Dawnshore? Already?
This is Sapadal's doing. I'm certain of it. No power in Eora could transport us so quickly, or so far.
Yeah.
What happened to the living land started long ago, and we're going to finish it.
Are you seeing this? I don't think Paradise looked like this when we left it.
Looks like the war already started, and the giant roots are winning.
Marius, vines don't usually get that big this quickly, do they?
Based on their growth and size, I'd say we've been gone 2 or 3 weeks.
2 weeks?
Hey, at least you didn't let 6 years go by.
Who knows if the garden affected time, or merely our perception of time, assuming there's even a difference.
It's like how a body fights an infection. The fever gives you strange dreams that feel like an eternity.
Look at this place. It feels like we're still in the dream. And not just us. Those are more your people's ships in the harbor, and steel garrote banners past the barricades. That can't be good.
Even Ringrim is here. Perhaps we'll get to see an Archmage in action.
I think I see Elia as well. What a strange reunion this will be.
The Blessed Wardens are here too. That conflict we've been trying so hard to prevent started without us.
I wonder who struck first.
It's who strikes last that counts.
Yeah.
The Steel Garrote have been itching for a fight this whole time. This would have happened with or without us.
Before we go, what happened back there with the Dream Scourge and Sapadal?
I freed Sapadal from the prison, the Dream Scourge is over.
I'm not sure. That's good, right?
It's a relief that the Dream Scourge won't be a problem. I only hope we can say the same about Sapadal. Time will tell, I suppose.
After all this time, they're free. And the living land is free to heal.
We've cured the land, and we've even freed a caged god. All in all, rather a successful day.
I don't know if you're feeling like the time pressure of the city being bombarded here. Why are we still just chatting? Maybe they'll help us in return.
Kid and God entwine. The flower shades the soil in which it grows.
We should take a look. See if we can get ahead of whatever storm is brewing down there.
People seem to be gathering west of here. Whatever's happening, let's be a part of it.
My plan is to keep recording until I finish the game. If that takes like another hour, then I'll split it into 2 videos. If it takes like half an hour, it'll just be 1 long video. I will determine based on how this goes, basically.
They marched in with no one.
Hey, Sansa.
I couldn't think. Envoy, what does the Garrote think they're doing?
Whatever it takes to show Paradise are in charge. Violating every code of war they can find. I'm always worried to say anything. Like, I think it doesn't sound positive, but other people might do.
It's an outrage. What did the artisans or merchants do to them?
Is everyone alright?
They broke some glass, but the map is safe. They didn't think I was worth the trouble.
Right now, that's a good thing.
If you're looking for survivors, a few of us fled to the Balrog.
How many?
I'm not sure. I saw Sapiento. Gods, I hope they're not trapped in there. I am sorry I can't be more help.
You've done enough.
You always were a forgiving friend.
We should move. Let's hope the Garrote hasn't made it to the Balrog yet.
Envoy, wait! Before you go, I may have something for you. I took some supplies when I ran. If you think they'll help, they're yours. I'll even give you a discount. You know, for saving the city and everything.
I criticize this quite a lot in games. This idea that when you're trying to save the world, people are still going to charge you so much money, you know, especially when they know you're trying to save the world. And Sansa just took that to its ridiculous levels. That he's still charging me cash when the city is burning and I'm trying to save everyone. I don't think it's got anything I want. I don't think I need anything, do I? Everything's max level.
Snow? Why is there snow here?
It's gotta be Ringgrim's work.
I heard she made it snow in Shatterscar.
A
Hey,
familiar
Wingrim.
face. We meet again, Envoy. Paradise burns, thanks to Ludwine and the Steel Garrote laying siege to it. But the Dream Scourge is gone.
I killed Ludwin at Mount Forger. I don't believe that. What are you doing here?
I bear witness. Heroes and villains will arise from this moment in mortal history. I find such occasions irresistible. You mortals know that nothing you do truly matters, and yet you try, over and over again. Still, I do think the world has been irrevocably, if minimally, changed by your actions.
A single drop of rain can cause a tsunami, can it not? No.
Envoy, please. You know there's no point lying to me. I'm here because I'm curious about what you'll do in this moment.
Dreamscourge is gone.
It is indeed. I'll admit, I almost miss it. The mystery, the days of research. Now we're back to simple mortal drama.
I freed Sappadal. Stop trying to make me say that I've changed the world.
Perhaps. A new god being set loose on the world is certain to have consequences. Mostly, I'm curious about whether you think you've made the right choice.
Yes.
Ah, that mortal zeal. Always so fun. We will see if you're correct. I am interested in seeing the outcome of your story, Envoy. With luck, it won't end with you also on fire.
Here's open. I hope we meet again in better circumstances. Aww.
Unfortunately, you'll likely be dead the next time I return to the Living Lands.
Oh.
Goodbye, Envoy. And Yardsley, I do look forward to when all of this is done. I am eager to work with you.
Oh, yes. We'll, discuss that later.
Do you think she's changed her mind? Sure sounds like it. Off we pop. Go save Paradise, I suppose. Ludwin, you've been I'm so close to max level. I'm so close to max level. What the heck? Hey, Grigor.
Oh, Envoy. How good to see you here as we stand together at the brink of this historic event. I don't know if thank you is precisely what I want to say, but I am grateful to you for bringing Dolna's theft to light. Paradise burns from the torches of the Steel Garrote. The people of the Living Lands stand ready to defend their home.
You'd be recording it for the archives?
Yes. What happens in Paradise now will decide the fate of the Parkrunen after all.
What's the plan if Paradise falls?
We will find a way to persevere. We Parkrunen have a gift for surviving inhospitable conditions, and always have. Whatever the outcome of the upcoming battle, do not forget us. I fear that more than our deaths. If Aedyr and the Steel Garrote have their way, they'll strip the history books of any mention of our culture and our ways. Future generations will only ever know us as an appendage of the Empire. I hope it doesn't come to that.
I won't come to pass, I promise. I'm going to promise that. It's funny, there's a real world correlation which is far less dramatic. I mean, colonialism exists, and obviously, and certain countries, for example, okay, it's happening in the US right now. The US is Aedyr, by the way, just in case you were unsure, and like Greenland is the Living Lands right now. The US is like, well, we're going to take you either way. Like, you should be part of the US because you are of strategic importance to us. Never mind that Greenland is supported already by Denmark, I want to say. Never mind that they are their own people and that they have no interest. The US just thinks it can throw itself about and demand the rest of the world to bow to its needs. It's incredible how much damage this administration has done to US relations in like 2 months. It's absolutely crazy. Anyway, fuck the US and fuck Aedyr.
I hope so, Envoy. I truly do. That's as much as I'll say. You have a role in deciding what happens next. Do the right thing, Envoy. Let history remember you for the correct reasons.
That's the last bit of the animancy.
Where have you been?
Hey, liar.
Envoy, I knew you'd show up eventually.
How is Emerald Stair? More importantly, how are you?
Thriving on both counts. I'm happy to report.
Aw.
My revenants were just getting comfortable in Thirdborn when the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock.
Good thinking.
Likewise. I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote breach our defenses. Better to have them and not need them. Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. Whatever you did in the garden seems to have worked. Emerald Stair is healing, believe it or not. Once this is over, our crops will flourish like never before.
Aw. Jotty, look a little sickly, love. Now we just need to stop the war.
Easier said than done, I suppose.
Eh.
Best of luck out there. And don't worry about a thing. My flock will keep us safe and secure.
Don't worry
My compliments to the
about
flock,
a
as
thing.
always.
Anyone else?
I wasn't worried until she said that.
We know you. Did you help us? We
Belana?
must have seen you in a dream.
Oh, she's alive.
Adelaro. Does he fight for us? Why do we think of this name?
Because you were bestie boos slash lovers, potentially.
How's Casagrada?
As prepared as he'll ever be.
Aceno, Verano,
Maybe all
Casagrada.
this will make a hero out of him.
We don't need
Chips down memory lanes here, I tell you. It's great.
come back alive.
Anyone else we know? Some loot. Some corpses, apparently. Feels a bit wrong to, to loot the corpses, it must be said, but whatever. Marius and Giotto would both like a chap, so I guess we'll go do that. I suspect I'm doing 2 episodes, but we'll see how things go. I think this would be episode 50 if it splits it into a double, though, so that would be nice, actually, rather than ending on 49, which is absolutely disgusting. And 48 is okay as well, but 49 just feels wrong.
You?
Hey, Radut.
Envoy, how did you... I don't know. Where did you come from?
Where did you
You
go?
just appeared out of nowhere.
Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. It's a long story.
Once word about Paradis reached us, we were allowed to go.
That's a good sign.
But listen to me rambling. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I just want to make one request while you're here. As much as you can, be good to the living lands.
I would absolutely have said, I won't solace keep you for too long. What do you mean?
I'd just like for us to live lives that are free. For us. Not Aedyr to determine our fates. It's going to be up to you, Envoy. I know you have much to do, so I'll just leave you with that. Thank you.
Why is he doing a little dance as he's... I mean, I do that. If I'm standing and talking to someone, I will dance on the spot. Or like bob like that. Hey, Petru.
Show the Steel Garrote who built the living land.
You finally decided to leave your prison then. Hello. This is cool. Everyone's turned up to help defend the lands. And it's funny because you can. If you can side with Aedyr and the Steel Garrote throughout the entire thing, if that's what you want to do. The game clearly thinks that's a terrible idea, though. The game is taking a political stance, which I think annoys some people. You can go the other way if you want, but it's going to piss everyone off. And I've seen comments on Reddit and stuff like that, people saying, yeah, you can be pro Aedyr and you can be pro, oh, Ranga.
As soon as my gun's cleaned, I'll get out there.
That way!
I risk a jam on the battlefield.
At least they came in as well. The other one's dead, obviously, but hey ho. And I've seen people be like really negative about it, and like, well, yeah, but it feels like I'm doing the wrong thing, or the game punishes me for it somehow, or like people judge me for it. I'm like, yeah, they frickin' should. I like that quite a lot in some ways. I've been thinking about it, and like, the game is taking an inherent political stance. The game is saying over and over again, colonialism, this is bad. What Aedyr is doing is bad. It makes it very, very difficult to side with Aedyr. At least in my opinion. I'm sure there's people play this and they're like, yeah, Aedyr are chill. They still grow up cool. But I don't think that's what the game wants you to think. It wants you to see the harm in what they're doing, and that if you side with them, the damage you're doing. And it's cool that it gives you that option. If you want to be a dick, you can be a dick. But there's no reason the game has to go, oh, well, that's okay. You know, there's no reason people in the game world wouldn't be like, yeah, that's fine, that's chill. I guess if they wanted to make it a bit more balanced, having an... Actually, this is a good idea. They should have done this. Having an Aedyran in your party, having like one of the party members be an Aedyran, who is in favour of what they're doing, would maybe add some more dissenting voice to things and see it, at least proffer some opinion from their side, other than Ludwin, who just seems like a crazy heretic. It's kind of like with... I've referenced Dragon Age 2 quite a few times. It's the same deal, because Meredith, I'm sure, had some good points, and the mages were dangerous. We kind of saw that in Dragon Age 2. But she was so fanatical and well, fanatical rather than heretical. She was so fanatical, so over the top, so... grr, must kill everyone, that it was impossible to side with her, and Ludwin has very much been the same kind of force. Also, colonialism's bad, so... People get really freaked out by politics in their gaming and stuff like that. You can't create a piece of art and pour yourself into it, especially with a story like this, and not have an opinion, you know? Centrism is cowardice as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, I'm sure that's controversial for some people. Every time I see a centrist, though, you take the mask off and they're inevitably a right-winger. They just don't want to be known as a right-winger, basically. There's a lot of people who obscure that fact on like dating sites now because people don't date. When I go on Tinder, I don't really Tinder anymore these days, it must be said, but back in the day when I went on Tinder, I would every now and again, I would see people say no right-wingers in their profile. I never saw someone say no left-wingers, I'm just saying.
So, here we are. The first and last battle for the living lands.
And if I upload, I'm going to keep talking about this. If I uploaded this series onto my main channel, some of the things I've said in this playthrough, if I had thousands of people watching it, I guarantee some of the things I've said people would take issue with. I would get some negative comments about my political asides and voices. I made a little joke about Donald Trump in a video like a month ago. Tiny little joke. Really small little joke. Just slipped in the middle of a video, and I still had people in the comments getting annoyed. Most people appreciated it, but there were a couple of dissenting voices. So this would be a lot worse. People just expect you to be this faceless, voiceless, opinionless creator. Like, I don't have real-world stakes and opinions on everything that's been happening here. I run into people all the time who are surprised how leftist I am. I'm like, have you just not been listening? Have you not been paying attention? Anyways, we can only hope it's the last. After what we've been through, we'll go through this together.
If the garden didn't kill us, I don't think anything can.
Yeah.
Metaphysically, the battle is already over. Sapadal is free, and the Dream Scourge is gone. But politically, we have a small mess to tidy up.
Unfinished business with the Steel Garrote.
I intend to send a message to the Steel Garrote, and it won't be subtle. Anyway, who knows what tomorrow will bring, so let's be grateful for today. You've earned a little peace of mind.
There's a war going on. Get some rest, Giata.
Good advice, but I'd rather stay worried. It'll keep me on my toes. Besides, I need to tinker on the phantasmal focus. Make sure it's ready for war. Don't stay up too late. You too.
Oh, you want to talk again?
We should take a moment to acknowledge what happened back there. You liberated the god of the living lands. Now they are unchained, free to do whatever they want. That's quite a gamble you made.
Keeping Sapadal trapped wasn't good for the island.
No doubt it would have gotten worse over time. If not for you, Sapadal would still be pacing their cage like a wild animal. Which means you have leverage over a god. How do you plan on using it?
I mean, I don't really have leverage because they're already out. Before they're out, I have leverage. Once they're out, I don't think about my relationship with Sapadal that way. Yeah.
You're probably better off then. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions.
Well, if it goes back to how it was before her imprisonment and more as well before she started going a little bit loco, should be okay, right? Sure, it'll be fine.
Eventually. Maybe you'll find some comfort in prayer, now that one of the gods is listening.
Doubt it.
I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much for our little camp.
For you, anything.
You're too kind. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go from here, I'm grateful to have been a part of it. Until next time.
I really like this little band of characters. It is going to be sad when they leave. Because everyone, we go through this quite a lot, but when all this is over, everyone has to go back to their normal lives to some extent. The chances are they don't all stay together as a roving party gang forever. Disaster makes best friends of us all, but it doesn't last forever.
There you are, envoy. You ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Understood. Same here. I guess it helps we have a god on our side, right? I mean, a god beats a skeleton knight any day. This is just cleanup. Just figuring out who controls the living lands from here out.
Right, it's just politics.
Someone once told me that war is just applied politics. Never really understood what that meant. Anyway, you should get some rest. Oh, if you need to rehearse any speeches or whatever, make sure you do it in front of someone else.
Don't want to hear my speeches?
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I'd just rather not. Talk to you later, boy.
See you later, buddy. To war! Speak with the leaders of the living lands. That's Mahala. Oh, one of them hates me.
Envoy? Is it really you?
Hey, Hilgard. It's been a while. It's been ages.
Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
What did you see there? The god you felt in Makutadek?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Huh, Quilichi's leading Fiora now. They're not going to love that I did this, but I'm going to tell them anyway.
Sapadal was responsible for the Dream Scourge. Their rage, their confusion, their fear.
But the plague isn't over. Dream Thralls still litter Shatterscarp.
There won't be any new infections. We've put a stop to that for good. Unfortunately, there's little we can do for those already in the grip of the Dream Scourge. We can give them comfort, nothing more. This will be a process. The Dream Scourge was never going to simply go away overnight.
I suppose it stands to reason. I found that a quick fix is often anything but. What of this god, then? What does it mean that you freed them?
Vodka imprisoned Sapadal in the garden. I let them out. He's not going to like that, is he? Sapadal is the god of the godless and the god of the living lands.
Ludwine had intimated that this land grew a new god. But how can that be?
Giata and I have some theories about the nature of the Aedyr in the living lands.
I'd say we're past the point of theorizing.
If the Aedyr here is a closed system, like a terrarium for our souls, then a gradual accumulation of essence could coalesce into a being in the beyond.
Much like the formation of gemstones. All it takes is time and the right application of pressure.
Wodka no doubt saw Sapadal as a threat to her authority. So, she killed the godless and imprisoned their god.
I assume it is this god we have to thank for the roots tearing apart Paradise? They erupted from the earth the moment those bastards stood up their first siege tower.
Nakutedek was riven with those things, not to mention what they did to the land.
We saw similar destruction at Nakuku Bell. If these roots and the Dream Scourge are the work of a god, and the gods thought it best to imprison this god, how could you let such a creature go free?
Sabdal was afraid of an Aedyrian invasion and Wardika's return.
For now. Who's to say they don't get their feathers in a ruff again and wipe us all out with a tsunami?
It was Aedyr's arrival that disturbed Sapadal. We'll have nothing to fear from this god once we expel you from our lands.
Sapadal's power ravaged my people. I don't know that I can ever trust it.
Keeping watch over Sapadal was a sacred task Nandru gave us when he left. For that reason alone, my wardens owe them their allegiance.
Well, whatever happens, I suppose we can't put the godling back in the bottle now. But come, we have more pressing matters to attend to. The Steel Garrote have attacked Paradise. Inquisitor Ludwine has already joined the battle. She must have traveled like the wind to get here so fast.
I have to go help her. What the heck? I mean, it's great that it's still an option, but bloody hell. I distinctly remember killing Ludwine on top of Mount Forgio.
You did. I kicked her corpse when you weren't looking. Just to be sure.
Well, she's seen better days. But you wouldn't know it, judging by how she fights.
Ludwine's plowed through the militia like a knife through warm butter.
All right, let's keep the similes to ourselves.
She's gonna try and kill me again, isn't she?
Regrettably, she's not in the business of making exceptions for people she deems Oathbreaker. So long as her passion for Wodika lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That will be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible.
What did you know about this attack, Ambassador?
Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen. It was Ludwine who called for the attack.
I didn't hear an answer, Ambassador.
She and her Steel Garrote laid siege to the city, shortly after you beat her to the garden.
Huh.
Ludwine has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwine, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Aedyr will come. Indeed, we are already here.
Huh. I know what I'd like to do.
Well, don't leave me in suspense.
Official colony of Aedyr, wrong. Ludwine and Steel Garrote, wrong. A Grefram is I just had a little poke at it there. It's like a vassal with minimal oversee, but it would be essentially owned by Aedyr, but they would have very little direct control over the living lands. What do I mean by United Living Land? I don't know what that entails. I'm gonna click it.
Oh, gods have mercy.
Solus and her wardens stand vigil with the living lands.
Yeah.
By grit and steel, Thirdborn stands with the living lands.
Yeah.
Fjord and her animancers stand with the living lands.
Yeah.
We deserve this opportunity. Thank you for believing in us.
Fighting a battle together is easy. I just hope everyone's willing to stick it out when it comes to the politics.
Gods, they made the right decision for once.
Finally, some sense permeates the proceedings.
On your head be the consequences. That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradise, and eventually the island.
Then I will meet Ludwin on the battlefield.
The Living Lands will never be free until we break the chain around our necks. Ludwine must die her final death.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradise militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
Thank you all for trusting me.
Thank you for deserving it. Now, go and teach the Steel Garrote a lesson they will never forget.
Show them that the Living Lands will not be broken across Vodka's knee.
We will send reinforcements to help you reclaim the Eastern Gate. From there, work your way to the main plaza. May all the gods of Eora and the Living Lands protect you.
Let's take back the city together. Show the Steel Garrote how the Living Lands takes care of its own.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
The thing is, we spent no time in Aedyr. So we might be Aedyran, but we're Aedyran in name only, really. And also, we're not even really Aedyran. We're linked with Sapodal. We are linked with the Living Lands.
You should get some sleep. Big day coming up.
That's a big sneeze. You're still up.
Right. Things feel different now. Wrong, somehow. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but it's always been a fight to survive. It's just a fight. Putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival. It's foolishness.
Sometimes it's necessary.
You know, I've never seen a bear go to war. They fight for survival, not for causes. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine, really. But it's some blessed day Sokka when you think about it.
He's not wrong. Glad you're with me, Marius.
Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap.
Yeah, you're a big softy, really.
I'll be alright.
Alright, Giotto, what's your plan? Unspent ability points. Did I level up? Did I hit max level? I did! I hit level 30. Nice. I've got 2 more points then. Oh, I only got 1 point. Did I put it somewhere else? I swear I said 2 a second ago. Have I lost my mind? I might have lost my mind. Dexterity or resolve? I'm gonna go resolve, I think. Oh, I've got 2 ability points. Right. Is it finally time to get the bear? I'm never gonna use it. I'm just not. I don't have room on my bar, is the main issue. Unlock recipes for foods with powerful effects. Interesting that I never had that. I thought I already had some really strong ones. What do I want, out of curiosity? Fire accumulation? Yeah, okay. God, I don't even know. I didn't realize I didn't even pick up Arcane Veil. Meh. More essence? Meh. Putting points in these doesn't do anything, does it, really? Got all the godlike abilities, that's pretty cool. What am I vibing with? I guess I can pick up stun. Or health regen. I never got this one. I don't need health regen, do I really? I think, yeah, more stun. Why not?
Can't sleep? Neither can I. We're going into battle for the soul of the Living Lands. rallying under the banners of the Paradise militia. Your Emperor will not be pleased.
Screw him.
Indeed. When a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Aedyrans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. You may even doubt yourself. This is the first time you were told to pick a side. And I fear it won't be the last.
Come on, Giotto, I never ever doubt myself. The living lands accepted me for who I am. I can't forget that.
All we ask in return is that you do the same for us. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive, very powerful, and very accustomed to getting his way. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. It's an opportunity. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him.
Noted.
I'm glad we understand each other. It's good to see you fighting for the misfits and rabble-rousers. Time for you to get some rest. We have a big day ahead of us.
I can't help it. I love an underdog. Do you want to talk again?
I can't wait to give the Steel Garrote a piece of my mind. Their reckoning is long overdue. Need to talk? I don't blame you.
Let's talk about Ludwig. She said she had a plan about Ludwig to talk to her at the camp.
In truth, I'm not as worried as I used to be. I've been thinking about the Inquisitor.
Here we go.
Formulating a theory, you might say. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubbornness, unfinished business, that sort of thing. Ludwig is held together by faith, and that may be her undoing.
How so?
Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are.
How do I use that to my advantage? It's just going to talk to her like, you know, your faith is silly, by the way, and then she just crumbles to pieces.
By staying alive, of course. You are the godlike of a heretical god. A contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research.
Giotto, I'm going to be supportive, but that's a rubbish plan. I really thought she maybe had like a good theory on like a specific tactic we could do to shake her faith or something. And the tactic is don't die. Yeah, thanks, Giotto. That's great. I will do my very best not to die. I guess. Here we go. Into the city. Do 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 do. We broke that.
Company. Couldn't have done it better.
Oh, lockpick, nice. It's always time for a lockpick. It's always time for a lockpick.
This one's mine.
Oh. Really, I'm trying to collect some throwables as well, because one of my plans for hopefully making it through these fights with the, now that we're on the hardest difficulty and still of course doing God Challenge, that hasn't changed. Whoa, go on, that's my guy, it's the guy I saved in Thingy, that's awesome. You get him, buddy, you get him. Yeah! Very cool.
Just like the good old days.
Foolishness.
Krakow! It's cool seeing all these people I've rescued and helped over time come back and unite to fight for the Living Lands. I would be interested to play this game doing the opposite, you know, going for a whole, I don't want to say evil, but near enough evil sort of theme. You know, being really supportive of Aedyr all the way through would be interesting, I think. Deerskin gloves, are they new? They must be, right? Oh yeah! 1% crit chance. Weird thing to find. I wonder if they've always been there, I just never found them. What do you mean get some better gear? I'm literally fully upgraded. I'm a little worried actually about that. The fact that I've got it's like these, for example, aren't the highest tier stuff, and I think that does matter a little bit. Maybe I'm taking more damage than I should because of that. Definitely a possibility. I've been theorizing about that for the entire game. Go on, Krakow!
Behind you!
I'll hang back and watch the gate.
Yo. That's kind of terrifying. All the hands rising up like that was slightly haunting, I'm not gonna lie. It's cool though.
Protect the envoy! Envoy, behind you!
Worth their all!
Nice! Honor!
Rock 10!
Another soul in the wheel.
Hey, Ah!
Quick as a fox.
Bear with me. Woohoo! I don't know how my skeleton's got up there. Did he climb up there somehow? Good lads.
I heard. Stop right there.
Thank you very much. Need somebody. Whoa, that hurt. That really hurt. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, I'm getting whomped. That's very powerful. I can definitely die. Like, my regen is exceptional. It really is very, very good. But it takes 3 good hits to kill me, you know? That's it. I don't know why I'm in good armor and tanky and stuff like that, but it doesn't matter. I die in no time at all.
Envoy, go!
10!
Who's there?
Here I come to wreck the day. Bloody hell. Stop right there, thank you very much. Need somebody with a human touch.
I can take care of the target on my own.
Thanks, Nicely. That was a lot of enemies. If I hadn't hit max level, I'm sure we would be lighting up there by now. Alright, oh, we've done it. We've done the 2 areas we had to cover, so now we go and we confront Ludwin.
Envoy over here.
Oh, hey, Liviana. It's been a while.
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Huh?
Liviana.
What?
Don't you ever take a break?
You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, you did die. And now look at you. Fighting the Steel Garrote. What have you got to say for yourself?
Sorry, Liviana. I promise to be careful.
Mm-hmm. I bet you're sorry. Kai, is this your doing?
Come on. I couldn't have kept her out of the action if I wanted to.
I knew you were a bad influence. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess.
Very few have it. Anything I do to help?
Yeah, stop the fighting. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Wait a second. Jada? Jada Castell? What are you doing in the middle of this?
Surviving. It's good to see you, Liviana. Unfortunately, we're on a tight schedule. Do you need anything? Money? Supplies?
Once this is over, I could always use another pair of hands at the clinic. The invitation's still open.
Thank you, but I've decided to tough it out as an animancer. On my own terms.
Guys.
Can you manage without me?
The overwhelming time pressure.
Are you kidding? I'm happy for you. Besides, I've got Chico on bandage duty. I just wanted you to know there's a place here whenever you want it.
Guys.
Gods be with you, Envoy. For my sake, try not to die a second time.
I'll do my best. Can we get a shuffle on now, yeah?
Practice with Uncle Capo 100 times.
Magranite prayer. Fear not the flames of conflict, for they shape all things. Through your strength, she makes her will manifest. Walk in her light, and you will find
Not
peace.
too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow.
Oh, hey, Chico.
Don't worry about me. Actually, I'm not sure I've been through worse.
Yeah, I doubt it. I mean, it looks like it's that way. Oh, it's this way. It is definitely not this way. How the hell do I get around? Is it through the thing? Can I get upstairs? I'm sorry, the war's over because I can't figure out where to go. It's gotta be back up this way. Can I go left? Sure can. Well, I'm glad we came back anyway. Got to meet Liviana again.
Demand your submission. Stand against her and fall.
Hey, Ludwin.
Ahead. Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
Gonna save the game, just in case. Let's dance! Oh, wait, no. This is the one of the very few times it is time to use... 15% stun. It's not bad, actually. It is time to use some stuff. Let's go. Essence. I'm gonna pop everything, basically. Get all the little buffs that I can find. Because why not? More stamina. More health. More damage to Kith. I don't think that'll count, but we'll do it anyway. Essence regen. Max stamina. I'm gonna pop absolutely everything. If it's got this sign on it, it means it's a buff and that I should use it. Those yellow lines. I think that's everything. Okay. I'm gonna pop that as well. I need something with big health regen. Alright, Ludwin, let's dance. I am ready to roll.
So, You survived the garden. Did you come all this way just to try your luck again? To kill me more efficiently than last time?
Yeah. I'll fight you 1,000 times if I must, hunt you to the end of Eora.
Good. The battle over the Living Lands is nothing compared to the war we share. Look around, Envoy. Heelguard should have listened. He tried to bring order through compromise. He failed. Order is meant to be imposed by a stern, guiding hand.
Her order wields sharp steel. She must set down her blade.
The Living Lands will unite and remain free. There's nothing you can do about it.
You can tell Wodaka yourself once we've sent you back to the wheel.
Don't insult my intelligence or my commitment to the cause. Treaties can be burned. The hands which shook over whatever deal you struck can be lopped off at the wrist. As for you...
I like her armor.
Sapadal's chains are broken, which means your soul is in their grasp. I don't know how deeply you've been compromised, Envoy. And if I don't know, then I cannot suffer you to live.
As usual, you leap into conclusions about something you barely understand.
Do not patronize me. I have every right to put down a threat to the Empire. Steel yourself, Envoy. Make this a fight to remember, even in death.
We would not welcome her death. There is still ample shade for her beneath our tree.
Huh. I mean, I'll try it. That's requiring 12 intellect. I won't fight you, Ludwin. I don't need to.
You will. You must. You have no choice. Face me and die with honor. Or fall to your knees and die as a coward. How you die doesn't matter. But you will die. Every vestige of Sapadal must be wiped from this earth. The burned queen demands it.
We are a challenge to her authority. She is afraid of what we mean.
I mean, the only reason I've got 13 intellect is because we did those buffs. Am I going to be able to just talk? I don't necessarily want to talk her down, but we'll see if we can. Wodaka's frightened of Sapadal that exists outside of her power, a new heir to the throne of the gods.
Blasphemy. Sapadal is a clot in the heart of the world. What should they matter to the true gods of Eora? Your god will meet their end just as soon as I'm through with you. Hear me, Envoy. I am the avatar of the burned queen, the goddess of retribution. I am her sword arm, her will in the world. And so long as I can fight, I will be her champion.
But she fails, and fails, and fails her god. How long until Wodaka finds a new avatar?
Good point. You are an incompetent disappointment. If I can see it, so can Wodaka.
You could never understand what it means to forge a life for yourself. From nothing.
You're dead.
You, who have always been God-touched. You have never truly been alone. Even now, you rely on others to support you, to buttress your countless weaknesses. From death, I made myself into a vessel so powerful, the burned queen could not refuse me. And I did it on my own.
Needed one more intellect to keep pushing it. Oh well.
Finally! Give me the clarity I require. Give me proof of her devotion to me. Farewell, Envoy.
Well, I'm gonna bash your
There's
head
no
off.
coming back this time. Prepare yourself for the next world.
Let's finish this. Together.
Aww.
Once I'm done killing you, your god of flame.
Up you pop, Ludwin.
We are every seed in the soil.
Bloody hell. Like, if I get hit, I'm gonna take a lot of damage. I've got my whole crew going around.
Whoa! Queen among queens! Send me your aid!
She's gone Super Saiyan. Oh yeah, you did it on your own, did you? Don't have a bunch of friends with you, do you?
Again! Wodika! Help me!
She's got to give up on you eventually. Come on, Luderin. First time's a charm, I'm sure. There's that magfolk. Oh, there's two of them, Jesus. Skelly Bros, assist me! Come on. I need to prioritize the magfolk. That's actually quite scary, two of those with what's going on here. I don't love that. I'm running out my... I've had healing regen going on for all this as well. By the food that I ate, but it's running out now. Getting that. One down. Oh my god. Just summon another one. Another two. Ah!
Monica! Where are you? No! Don't abandon me now!
Desperate envoy. Nice.
She doesn't bloody stop. How long is this fight? It's madness. Come on. Bloody hell.
Shake it off.
Woo! Woo! Go on, team, get in there. Bish, bash, bosh, bish.
Next one's mine.
Wherever Ludwine is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Gods, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Unraveled at last. We no longer feel her wire against our flesh. We are free always. We are free forever.
Silence falls over Paradis, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. You feel Sapadal close to your thoughts, stirring with interest. The god of the living lands is observing this moment, unfettered by confusion or fear. For the first time in centuries, they understand. The Paradis militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. You tell them the truth, how the plague came from a power beyond mortal understanding, and how it is finally at peace. Thanks to you, the Living Lands has escaped Aedyran oppression. The free settlements unite under a common banner and begin the fraught process of negotiating new traditions and values. The Empire withdraws. The frontier remains wild, but not for long. Fugitives no more. The rebels of Paradis return to their home and to other free settlements, bringing their skills and secrets wherever needed. For once, they have a future. The refugees of Emerald Stair resettle in Thirdborn, bringing their skills and research to aid the local community. What starts as an uneasy partnership blossoms into a bond of trust. Through shared adversity, they find common ground. In time, the people of Emerald Stair return to their city of Fior Messiverno. Research yields new developments in the struggle against nature. Technology is shared among the united settlements. The Empire cannot get in the way of progress. For the people of Shatterscarp, independence is bittersweet. Those who cannot withstand the grief inflicted by Ringgrim's spell leave the settlements, vanishing into the wilderness. Those who remain find themselves forced to cooperate with others, often begrudgingly. With so many dead, the need to stave off hunger outweighs any distaste for certain trading partners. Solace Keep clings to its long-held isolation at first. But after mourning her friend Kostya, Mihala reluctantly deigns to open the doors of the fortress. Some dwarves greet newcomers with glee. Others still mutter darkly about outsiders. Mihala flounders in her earliest negotiations with the rest of the Living Lands, but slowly learns compromise. She develops a taste for Valian sweets. When Kai leaves the Living Lands, he is no longer running. For the first time in many years, he can face the future. He returns to Rauatai, committed to peace for his people, those he left in Rauatai, as well as those he found in the Living Lands. he joins the Ranganui's council, counterbalancing powerful voices of isolationism and hawkishness. It is a long and difficult battle, and he is happy to fight it. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization, and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. While he never regains his former place as a Warden of Solace, he spends his time traveling between Solace and Thirdborn, acting as a stubborn ambassador between the two. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. No longer under the threat of imminent death, Yatsley returns to the animancers. Reunited with her beloved Quilici, she helps him and the animancers as they put their lives together after the attack on Fior Mes Iverno. Eventually, she even has something nice to say to Vidaro. As the days pass in contentment and relative peace, Yatsley is struck by the persistent feeling that something is missing. Though she still devotes herself to her studies of both the arcane and the godless, the restlessness never goes away. Freed from torment for the first time in centuries, Sopadal turns their prodigious curiosity to the people that shaped them. They observe the ways their people live, and they think deeply about what they see. Though they flinch away from moments of violence, and they grieve souls returned to them too soon, the rage that once shook cities to rubble no longer rules them. Instead, they come to you with questions. They want to understand. After a time, they begin tentatively to garden. Where they can, they improve the lives of Kith, and the suffering that troubled them is reduced, if never fully eradicated. Their grief compels them to love, and they love unreservedly, with the power of a god. Sopadal pours a fragment of their power into the statue they claimed from the temple of Aethys. Newly embodied, they roam the living lands and learn to experience the world as Kith do. Their first attempts at locomotion are clumsy, and a stand of innocent trees is violently returned to the wheel. But as their confidence grows, so does their grace. Soon, they are bounding across the plains of eastern Dawnshore, leaping the river gorge in Emerald Stair, scaling the shark's teeth of Shatterscarp, and fearlessly wading into the Tusk's acid sea. When they break, they come to you to put them back together, and in time, they learn to fix themselves. They wander far afield. You see less of them, but they are never far from your thoughts. And on the rare occasion they return, they always bring you something beautiful and strange. The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Well, there we go, folks. That was Avowed. If I click continue, where does this put me out of curiosity? Let's find out. As I stretch We're in Paradise. I assume it's just going to put me in the final battle, the final checkpoint before the fight with Thingy. Like I said, I don't think we can continue. Oh, I've been recording for over 2 hours. Yeah. Oh, it's gone. We're mid-fight. Yeah, I once again thought when I sat down to record today that, okay, it'll be the final episode this time. 3rd time in a row I thought that, and then I've recorded for 2 hours and 10 minutes straight, so it's going to be split into 2 videos, of course. But that is the end of Avowed. We got there. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been great. I don't really have that many criticisms. It does feel slightly underbaked in some areas. I think there's things like it feels like quite a streamlined RPG with more of a focus on character and writing and stuff like that, which is what Obsidian is really good at. I wouldn't mind like a little bit more depth. Things like being able to give gear to our companions would be really good. I like the skill tree as is. I don't think it needed that much tweaking. Just a little bit more complexity in some of the RPG elements. And more enemy variety. That was actually probably one of the big problems the game has. There's about 4 types of enemy in the entire game. There's beetles, Delumgon, skeletons, like wraiths, Kith as people, humanoids, bears. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 more, but there isn't many. Let's put it that way. There's a real lack of enemy variety in the game. It's kind of crazy. Oh, elementals, like these spinny, rocky guys. That's about it. And you fight them over and over and over again. So I would love to see that like quadrupled almost and have much more unique enemies for each area. And also, I think the gear system needs a tweak because I think having 99% of things you find be pointless feels a bit pointless inherently. There should be some way to make random gear also viable, not just like uniques carry your build entirely. Like you're always just going to look at uniques, everything else gets scrapped. And I don't know what you would do, but maybe a system in which you can upgrade random, like, you find like a superb sword, maybe you can upgrade that and choose from a list or like craft your own unique enchantments, or if you tore apart unique weapons, you kind of get the enchantment and you can then apply it, kind of like how you do in Diablo 4. Something like that. I don't know. There's lots of potential ways they could expand the game, but I had a really good time. I've grown to really, really like the characters and the world. And the combat is fantastic. It is the best battle mage sort of game I've ever played, by far. Very few games manage that. I'm playing Oblivion at the moment, and I'm very literally not going battle mage because I know it doesn't really work in Oblivion, so... Hell, doesn't even really work in Skyrim, so yeah, they've done a really good job with that. I had a great time, and I'm going to be sad to see it go, but I'm also glad that I can now not flip between RPG games. That always helps. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. Hopefully you all enjoyed the playthrough as well. Obviously stick around for... I've got to assume Oblivion is still going. You guys have seen this, a few weeks. I think for me it's the 24th of April today, so it's probably about a month away for you folks, if not a little bit more, but... I'm sure Oblivion will still be going. I do want to play... There's another game I've got in mind. Whether I want to dual record it with Oblivion, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, either way, thank you so much for joining me throughout this entire playthrough. If you've made it all the way, I hope you've had a good time. And I'll see you lovely folks very soon for other things. Thanks for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.